Okay, so this image has really taken me way too long to do. Um, I've spent the last month trying to work on this, and I really haven't thought about how long watercolor was going to take, and plus adding the new medium of gouache for me. Um, if you don't know who I am, hi, I'm Bonnie. I am an artist, VTuber, and also an art educator here on Twitch. And I like you. If you've stumbled across my page, you have probably have the same interests as me, such as VTubing, anime, Zenless, Genshin, and much more. So I decided to do a challenge for myself and also kind of show you all the difference between two types of painting styles. So the first painting style is watercolor painting, and then the second one is gouache painting. So I decided to do Evelyn and Astra from Zenless Zone Zero. Zenless is one of my favorite games at this point, at this moment. As I was working on this, the Evelyn banner was up, but now it has changed to the Bernice and a new Ambi banner. So this was a really fun way to go and show my love and support for this. This is more of the pre-look at this painting because, not necessarily pre-look, I'm sorry, but more like the preview of how I do all of my paintings step by step, because I normally do plan out my painting. I also line my painting, and it does take me a while to get to different points within my artwork. And this one took me quite a bit. I worked on Astra and Evelyn. I sketched them out first, as you can see, using my building blocks, and I was trying to get everything right on them before I went to my second part of the process, which is to actually line the painting with my liner pens. So as you see, I was trying to figure out kind of how I would want it to go. I wanted Astra to be on one side while we had Evelyn on the other. And I'm confident to say, as I was going through this video too, I actually had to go in and work on some fixing up on some of the video. Funny enough, this is my first time using DaVinci Resolve. I actually switched from DaVinci Resolve from Premiere, because Premiere was taking up way too much money. And this is my new way to go and edit my videos. So I figured this was probably a better time than never to go and try it out myself. Honestly, I like DaVinci Resolve. I've noticed some different changes that I'm like, oh, I gotta do this instead. And that's okay. I am just learning as I go, which is a-okay. As you see, I am using my kneaded eraser at that point to go and look at, to go and roll my paint, my picture, because it's easier to do that. And then I was testing out some new micron pens that I got. I figure I would outline a lot of this with the micron. And also I used a Copic fine liner in gray to do this as well. So as we transfer over to this, this lining process took way longer than what I thought it was gonna take. I outlined a lot of the different colors in different areas. I also use my red ballpoint pen as well during portions of this as well, because that is also waterproof. But I was looking for some more waterproof ink, because the fact that, and letting it sit, because the fact that when I'm going to use watercolors and use gouache, they're both water-based paints. I have used watercolor quite a bit. I even taught a little bit of watercolor, but gouache was a little bit different. I used gouache for a lot of just finer details, bringing out whites back into paintings and into artworks, but I've never fully used gouache. And this was a big change. I kind of had to think about how I used acrylic paints again. So as I was focusing on my image, I was looking at my references to see how I can go and bring out some of these colors. I might have to, as I found out with my Evelyn piece, that I will have to go and reline some of these things again. But with my Astra piece, I found that the line art process really, doing it like this really helped. I also will use something called masking gum across it, because I wanted to do a dynamic background for the both of them and blend those backgrounds together. Astra and Evelyn are intertwined, and I wanted to show that feature with those two. Astra being a pop star and Evelyn being her entourage, her security, her manager. And so doing that and working on these two artworks at the same time, and using two different mediums to kind of compare and contrast this to. Astra with my watercolor, as she is much more delicate, while Evelyn is more of bold. Even though she is in the shadows, she is definitely more of a striking figure in my opinion. Even her attacks, I feel like, are a lot more striking. She honestly reminds me of Yelan from Genshin Impact, which, as we were drawing, my boyfriend, who is a Yelan main, was trying so hard to get Evelyn, and unfortunately he did not get her. I ended up getting her in 20 draws, so I'm probably not going to get Bernice, as I know that everybody knows that I absolutely love Bernice, and she is on this banner now. Probably not going to get her, because I never have that type of luck at all. So as I was working on this, I was realizing, I was like, man, Hoyoverse, you have so many details on your items, on all your stuff. And I was realizing also my Micron red, as I was working, it wasn't my favorite. I actually really liked my red Bic pen better as I was doing this. I still love that Micron cool gray pen for the white, because it really helped. And as you see also, I am erasing some parts out just because it was getting it was so much. It was really so much. I think the line process, I would sit down and I would record for like at least an hour a piece, or an hour and 30 minutes a piece. And I think that took maybe 3 things, like 3 days worth. And as you're gonna realize, why I split this into 2 videos, why I split to my painting process and my painting process, is because I have so much footage from start to finish. And honestly, I think you guys would appreciate seeing that start to finish. Even my mistakes, all of my kind of my learning process when it comes to this, because I'm also a person that doesn't really learn from like reading things. I normally learn by watching other people do things, or even doing it myself, in a combination of the two. So this, I was kind of glad that this was in my sketchbook. I was in my pink sketchbook, which is the one I had for Inktober. So I have this in there. I also had to learn about kind of like how much water this can take, blending out new mediums, because I know watercolor blends out really well, but I wasn't quite sure about gouache or anything like that. And I was actually, it was again, one of my first times ever working exclusively with gouache and doing painting. I am more of a digital artist. So again, going back to painting was kind of freeing, kind of refreshing for me, because it was a whole new different medium, and I'm still not done with this, and I know that my next video will probably be in about 2 weeks on this one, so we'll see how much I get through with this as I go. I've noticed with some of my new things that are happening in my life, such as I got a new job. The new job is excellent for my mental health, and it gives me more time to do stuff like this. I am remote. I'm at home, which is nice. I can just roll out of bed and just be like, hey, I'm here at work. And it is nice. I was an art educator for about 2 years, and I subbed for about 2 more. So it was, and I've noticed there has been a decrease in kind of how kids behave now, and how things are going on. I really didn't have the ability to teach how to teach. My mental health after my surgery was very gone. I am doing much better now. My mental health is at a much better state. I was dealing with a lot of employment issues since my certificate was having a lot of issues. My licensure was having a lot of issues with the county I was working in. And so being able to take a step back, do something, I'm doing this remote job was probably the best thing. I'm able to focus on that, focus on my home, because I wasn't able to really pull it together. And now I am, as I'm working, going through things, and I end up today finding about 8 pairs of shorts that I can wear during the summer. That's how many boxes I still have. And I've been at this place for about a year. And I will say I am much more recovered from my surgery. So that was really nice for me to get. I was able to, focus on myself for once. And that's something that I think a lot of artists, a lot of people don't do, unfortunately, is focus on themselves. A lot of people who are in caring professions, such as nurses, teachers, social workers, counselors, and etc., they, after something like super traumatic, like what I had a major surgery where they had to remove things from my body. I ended up going back earlier than I was supposed to because I was so worried about the kids that were there. And unfortunately, the kids didn't really care about me. But, you know, and that unfortunately would bring my mental health even more, you know, down in the gutter. So as I work on all of this, I've gotten, I'm able to go and, you know, do some things that I haven't been able to do, such as with my remote job, such as, you know, cook breakfast every single day, figure out like some healthier eating choices, because I really haven't been able to focus on anything like that. I could tell that I am getting a little bit more energy, which is really nice. And I'm feeling like I'm doing a little bit better for myself at this moment. Even my art, I feel like is doing a lot better as I am starting to get that creative juice flowing again. And also, as you see, I'm doing a lot with new mediums and pushing myself to the limit, which is great. I haven't been able to focus on stuff like that in years. And so getting back to things like that is probably what makes me happy. Another thing I've been able to focus on is doing more things for my stream. And so I have been going through my stream and trying to make tiny improvements to my stream as things go on. I was streaming on YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to go and do that. I'll check to see, but I know that I'm doing a subathon for my birthday, and I am doing all this on Twitch. I've found that I get a lot more traction on Twitch, just a lot more. I'm able to focus a lot more on it and do a lot more community building on there. I am going to start streaming on TikTok though. I might do some games, some like little streams, because I have gotten about 1,000 subscribers, followers on there, and so I am really excited about getting more people to go and watch my content and, you know, check it out and see how things are going. So I am really excited about what is to come. And, you know, I would really thank my community for letting me be able to do all of this and to do more. I know that I have my one position right now, but I'm also trying to grow my business professionally. Being able to be a full-time artist, being able to do more with social media and with video editing and all that kind of stuff. So if you are interested, please go and check out my Patreon and give me, like, you know, subscribe to me. You can either check out the free tier, or you can go and, you know, pay a little bit a month. And right now I'm trying to get up to like $30 a month, so I know that I have some backing, so I can go and make myself a professional website. And then with that too, I will also do a couple of other things with it. So as you see, I am doing some of these touches. I did do the lines that are on Evelyn with pencil, and so as that went, that was actually pretty fun. The next part on this is that drawing gum process with a paintbrush. So drawing gum is actually a medium where you can go and line places that you do not want to have painted. So if you want to mask things out, you can. And as you do, like as I was doing things like backgrounds and stuff, I like using this just so my background doesn't bleed into my artwork. It is a bit of a process and it does take a little bit, but the results are really worth it. I did this on an old piece of mine. It was Beatrix from Final Fantasy IX, and I did that with just outlining it, and I was able to do the stuff with the flower petals that way. But with this one, I wanted to do kind of like a spacey portion on Evelyn's side that kind of looks like her attack, and Evelyn the same kind of way with her attack, and have those kind of contrasting like with their specials. And so being able to do that contrast and being able to blend those colors in was really is really fun, as you're gonna see in the next video that will be releasing fairly soon. But this stuff does dry pretty quickly, but I did let it sit overnight along with my inking process. I just wanted everything to dry off the bat, so I didn't have to worry about doing a lot of other details. So as we are finishing up on this, I would like to say thank you so much for joining me on my stuff. It really means a lot to me. I did want to go and say thank you to my Patreon, Kiwi Bear, for her $15 a month donation. This really helps me and helps a lot of my me bring out new things like this. So if you're interested in my Patreon, go to there and support me. I am going to have a subathon starting on the 22nd on Twitch, and so I hope to see you guys there, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.